Hey everybody, I wanted to take some time today to talk to you about what I'm reading, what I am almost done with, what I finished, and what we did with our homeschool a little bit this week. It was an eventful week, as it seems like it's just becoming a regular eventful week. I don't really mind it so much. It's kind of fun. I got to do some buddy reads that I'm finishing up with or just almost done with, and that was really awesome. Thank you for bearing with me with my stupid cold, which hopefully I'll get over. And I'm also in the midst of absolutely just decluttering anything that I can find in the house. So hopefully by next week I'll kind of have my brain back in order and I can focus. My word for this year is focus. And while this video intro does not seem focused at all, I'm working on it. So I will go ahead and show you the books that I did get through, and then I'll talk a little bit about the ones that I'm almost done with. Well, there's one that I'm almost done with, and it's awesome. This is A Bunch of Pretty Things I Did Not Buy by Sarah Lazarovic. Sorry, Lazarovic. Okay. This was just a really fun, quick book I got from the library. Very well illustrated, and it's just talking about minimalism and anti-consumerism, which is so up my alley. This was very encouraging. It had some practical bits of advice and encouragement. Yeah, I just really appreciated it. It's a bright, cheery cover. And again, if you can get it at your library, you don't have to buy it, which is kind of what I'm trying to do. So that was fun. I read some pretty heavy books this week or the last few weeks. And so I think the best way to do that is, so you don't get bogged down, to have some lighter reads, some illustrated books, some other things that you're doing to kind of help, not negate, but keep you at an even keel balance. Otherwise, you would just kind of fall into the depths of despair, as Anne Shirley would say. This one I picked up, and I was actually pretty kind of disappointed with this one. This was called The Perfectly Imperfect Home, How to Decorate and Live Well by Deborah Needleman. I loved the illustrations. They're really pretty in here. But as far as a book that I thought I was going to get on taking what I have and designing it well and living within means, I felt like this was not the right book. It did a lot more of, these are the things you can purchase when you're starting a home. So if you have not started building a home, or if you have not been living in your stuff for a long time, this is perfect for finding your style. For me, I'm trying to kind of figuring out what I'm done with, what I've moved on from, and what works for my family. So kind of disappointed with that. They can't all be good reads, right? And that was, again, a very quick read. There's so many illustrations, and it was on design, so it wasn't as like meaty. You didn't have to focus on everything. This one was super fun, and I actually plan on buying it. It's called Celebrate Everything, Fun Ideas to Bring Your Parties to Life by Darcy Miller. She worked with Martha Stewart Living, I guess, for a while. And this book, it just has, not only does it have great artwork in it and pictures, there's some recipes, but she gives you some really fun ideas to take little things, themes, and implement it into your parties and celebrations. Most of my friends know that I love having events, especially birthday parties for my kids. I've thrown myself a birthday party for the last, I don't know, 9 years or so. They can be quite the bash. And again, it does not have to be something over the top. Last year we did a prepping, fixing meal party, and I got to keep the meals. I just bought all the groceries and everybody divvied them out, and we had some desserts, and it was really fun. So I recommend celebrating whenever you can. This I probably got from my mom. I remember she had this party theme book that every year I would look through, probably more than just around my birthday, and try and figure out what kind of theme I wanted to do. One year we had an Alice in Wonderland party. We had a Noah's Ark party. We had a circus party. I had a Victorian hat making party. We had a spa party. There was just so many different fun things, and I love that my kids also kind of seem to have that same bug. We did a Very Hungry Caterpillar party for my 2-year-old last year for her birthday, since it was her favorite book. We've done Mouse and the Motorcycle Party. We had Big Hero 6 one year, and my husband is like the king of making piñatas, like king. So I should show some of the pictures of them sometime. But anyway, that is said, this is a really fun book. I can't wait to pick it up and get even more ideas for this next stage of life that we're in, of a little bit older kids. They're still not super old yet, but again, anytime you get to throw a party. They're also, it's baby shower, anniversary ideas. So whether you have kids or not, throw a party, even if it's just inviting 2 of your friends over with a theme, because those are the things that make your memories and make life, I don't know, worthwhile. It does not have to be stressful. Trust me, most of my friends know they can walk in my house at any time and it will not look perfect, but they will get a hug and I will offer to make them food. That's really what people care about. These last 3 are books that I did, well, one of them I'm almost done with, and these are phenomenal must-reads for anybody, I think. This is our kids' read aloud that we just finished. We did Mr. Popper's Penguins, and my middle child has always loved penguins, like been obsessed. When he was about 1 year old, we had a National Geographic penguin book, like coffee table book. And he would cry. He was a very fussy child. And the only thing that would calm him down was these pictures of these penguins. Especially there was this one particular page that was his favorite. And so we've always just kind of joked about penguins in our household as being a big, he did have a penguin themed party that year. But Mr. Popper's Penguins, they've already seen the movie before we read the book. And so as they were reading the book, we went through and compared and contrasted what similarities there were, what differences, and really, honestly, the only similarity was that his name was Mr. Popper, they had penguins, and he had 2 children. Every other detail, completely different. We loved the movie, but the book, my kids agreed, so much better. We did so many illustrations afterwards of our favorite scenes, which again, if you're doing homeschooling or you're trying to reinforce read it louds with your kids, take time and sit down and do illustration with them of your favorite scene. I did one too. Again, it doesn't seem very threatening, but yes, this is beyond funny. I actually had tears in my eyes at one point laughing so hard. So I would definitely recommend picking this up. Even if you don't have kids, worth the read. I think it was written in the 30s maybe. So good. So very good. And then you can watch the movie and compare and contrast it if you want. So the next book is one that I just finished, and I have not even done my my reflection with my buddy read, so I won't talk too much about it. I want to do a separate video. Men We Reach by Jesmyn Ward. She wrote The Fire Next Time and also Salvage the Bones, which I've read The Fire Next Time, but I have not read Salvage the Bones yet. I have it in my library stack for next month. This was so good. So good. She went through, she's an African American, and she went through, grew up in Mississippi. I think she kind of still live down there. She talks about 5 men, teenagers, but young men that she was very close to. Some were family, some were friends, and how they died within a span of 5 years. She also goes back and forth just talking about her own upbringing and experiences being an African American female, contrasted with the African American males that she grew up with, knew, loved, and lost. And this was, it packed a punch. It really packed a punch. There's some definitely emotional parts in it. Her descriptions, you felt like you were sticky with sweat in Mississippi. You felt like you were walking into a crack den and seeing what was left over of somebody you cared about. And I can't recommend this enough. This is very, 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 very good. And I guess I should have saved that for my review video on it. But yes, pick this up, Men We Reach. And this last one I'm almost done with. I've been doing this as a buddy read as well, and I will do a separate video on this as well. Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. This is my John Steinbeck year. I'm trying to get as much of him read as I can this year. And this is becoming, if not I think it's my favorite, my new favorite. Especially at this point in our history and our country, he talks about class and wealth and prejudice and struggling and family and faith, just with so much eloquence, so much grit. Again, this was another one I felt like I was in the middle of the Dust Bowl watching people's lives kind of deteriorate, but try it as they persevered on. I've underlined so much of it. I mean, you can kind of see some of the annotations. A lot of this I haven't gotten to annotate yet. There's all like dog-eared over. If you've not read John Steinbeck, pick him up. Start with maybe Of Mice and Men. It's shorter. this is a great one. It's over 500 pages, so I am working on my getting over a big book fear, and this was a great one to start the year with. I'm probably going to be doing a Steinbeck quilts as well. I'm hoping I can get it going by soon so I can get it done by the end of February for his birthday celebration that I plan on celebrating. Anyway, that's a great bookend. Other things we're doing in our homeschool, Chinese New Year is this weekend. So we invited some friends over next Wednesday for a Chinese New Year celebration my kids are planning. Again, if you can work parties into your homeschool, do it. The kids enjoy it. It'll stick with them. It's a fun way for them to socialize with other kids and teach them something maybe they don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. Also, it's been Lewis Carroll's birthday celebration is also this week. So we got Jabberwocky. Oh, I have it right here. I got to show you. Okay, so if you've not read the poem, The Jabberwocky, it is the perfect read aloud, memorizing poem for boys or active children, really, of any gender and sex to learn, because it's all about defeating a monster, which is just the best. My eldest has done some copy work of it for his grandpa for Christmas. He did an illustration along with a copywork sentence because his grandpa always recites it to him. I found this at the library, and it's Jabberwocky, but it's reimagined and illustrated by Christopher Myers. It is reimagined as a basketball story with some really fun illustrations, and I think the basketball is the monster's head. You can kind of see. But my eldest really loved it. So again, anytime you can take a poem, reimagine it, or find a book where somebody else has done it, do that. That's a great intro to poetry for kids. And yeah, so we'll also be reading some Alice in Wonderland, and again, probably comparing and contrasting the movie, because that's what I'm working on with them for reading. So what are you guys doing this week with your reading? What are you doing with your homeschool, with your home life? Do you guys like parties or themes, celebrations? Tell me in the comments. I would love to know. Also, I never ever say it, but please like, subscribe, share, all that jazz, because I'm enjoying you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.